Ms. Manning is recognized. Please proceed.
Thank you, Chairman Neal and Ranking Member Brady and members of the committee for including me in this important discussion today. My name is Hadley Heath Manning, and I am the Policy Director for Independent Women's Forum. I'm also the mother of 2 young children, and I've taken 2 paid maternity leaves myself in the last 4 years, so I can appreciate personally the importance of this issue. In my role at IWF, I also manage a group of female employees, and I have 2 direct reports who will be giving birth at the same time this spring. So I understand how this issue impacts employers as well. That said, I want to agree with all my fellow panelists that expanding access to paid family and medical leave is a noble goal. The real issue that we're here to discuss today is how. How do we expand access to this benefit without creating new burdens and new distortions? My fellow panelists have been very positive on the Family Act, proposed legislation that would impose a new payroll tax on all workers to fund benefits for those who qualify. I want to offer a different, more critical perspective on this approach, and I hope redirect the conversation toward better solutions. Lawmakers and the American people should be aware that the Family Act comes with serious policy trade-offs, risks, and downsides. Namely, such a program will exacerbate inequality, backfire on workers, and reduce overall economic opportunity. First, let's talk about inequality. Government-paid family and medical leave programs, like the Family Act, have been shown in other places to distribute money from low-income workers to upper-income people. Studies from California, New Jersey, Canada, Sweden, Iceland, Belgium, and Norway all demonstrate this effect. As scholars concluded in Norway, these programs constitute a, quote, pure leisure transfer to middle and income families at the expense of some of the least well-off in society, end quote. This is regressive, not progressive. Given that the problem of a lack of paid family and medical leave is most pronounced among low-income people, lawmakers should not establish a program that disadvantages this group further. I know that the intention of the Family Act is to help and not hurt low-income people, but we must judge policy by results and not intentions. Furthermore, the Family Act would unfairly burden families with stay-at-home parents and caregivers, as well as childless families who have less need of caregiving and parental leave benefits. Secondly, the Family Act would backfire on workers, particularly women, by reducing the incentive for employers to offer customized paid leave packages and increasing the incentive for workplace discrimination. The Family Act prescribes a one-size-fits-all, taxpayer-funded paid leave benefit. Employers will focus on compliance with this government-mandated benefit rather than offering individualized and customized paid leave benefits that respond more directly to workers' needs. And the Family Act will encourage discrimination, particularly against women. The availability of government-provided paid leave benefits will increase perceptions among employers that women will take longer and more frequent leaves from work, and this will widen the gender wage gap. In fact, Pew Research has documented the strong positive correlation between more generous paid family leave programs and wider gender pay gaps, pointing to data from 16 OECD countries. Thirdly and finally, the Family Act will burden workers with a new tax and reduce overall economic opportunity. The funding mechanism for the Family Act is a new payroll tax, a regressive tax, which, regardless of how it is split between employers and employees, will ultimately be borne by workers. The Congressional Budget Office recognizes, as do most economists, that employees ultimately pay the cost of payroll taxes levied on employers in the form of reduced wages. And the funding mechanism for the Family Act is not its only economic cost. Businesses face a real burden when employees are not present at their jobs. While we want workers to have the option to take leave when they have a family or medical emergency, we also have to recognize that the flip side for employers is greater absenteeism and greater labor force uncertainty. These costs on employers will ultimately suppress job creation, wage growth, and economic opportunity for everyone. Given these risks and downsides associated with the Family Act, lawmakers should consider other approaches to expanding paid family and medical leave. Rather than instituting a universal one-size-fits-all policy, lawmakers should focus any government intervention on helping those who need support most, while otherwise allowing businesses and employees to continue to find their own personalized solutions that work best for them. IWF has been proud to advance innovative policy solutions that are voluntary, that are flexible, and that don't increase the tax burden on America's working families. These should be the principles that we work toward in developing and advancing policies for paid family and medical leave. Thank you.